A total of 6 matches were played on Saturday in the English Premier League, and of that, 6 matches, 21 goals were scored. Nottingham Forest scoring 7 of those goals. Yes, you heard me right. 7 goals. They scored 7 goals out of the 21 goals that were scored on Saturday. And who else to do it than Chris Wood, who is the talisman who scored a hat trick on the given day. This guy is proving to a lot of us that you don't have to play for a big team in order for you to shine, and he is doing it. Where the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal are failing to do it, they are doing it, and they make sure that they maintain their position at the table, behind Arsenal, and also push to qualify for UEFA Champions League come next season. Who knows? Maybe they might just win the Premier League. You never know. In soccer, anything can happen. So they scored 7 goals against Brighton, and Brighton beat Bournemouth 5-0. Bournemouth beat Nottingham Forest 5-0, and Forest beat Brighton 7-0. That is soccer for you. You don't. When you think that a team that win against you will drop points against you, that is not going to happen, because anything can happen. And Nottingham Forest won that game 7-0. And now moving into another game also that took place in the English Premier League is a match between Everton against Leicester City. Leicester City last weekend traveled to Spurs and they won against Spurs. So one would have thought that going into this game, they will build on that momentum and make sure that they get a positive result. Remember, they are fighting to stay in the English Premier League come next season. But that wasn't to be. They played against a revamped Everton side who's a new coach. David Moyes, their former coach, came back, and it seems he's just trying to restructure the entire team, and the motivation rather that is coming with him in this squad is top notch. I applaud him for what he's doing so far. In these few games that he has played, Everton have been very positive, picking points where the likes of United are failing to pick points, and they are doing very well, making sure that they fight to escape relegation and stay in the English Premier League. This is a good result for them. Where there's no pressure, where there's no hype, they are doing very well for themselves. And I say kudos to them for doing a clean job. All right, another match also that was played on Saturday was a match between Newcastle United against Fulham. One would have thought also that going into this game with the form that Newcastle is in, especially having a striker who is scoring week in, week out, they failed to win against Fulham at home. So Fulham won that game 2-1, and also kudos to Fulham for doing it. This is what I talk about when it comes to the teams that we consider to be smaller teams, is a team cohesion. When they're playing together as a team, when the understanding is there, when the motivation is there, when they go into a match and they're giving their all, not minding who is a superstar, just playing for each other. These teams are doing very well, and I'm so happy for them. They're making sure that they prove the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United wrong, when it comes to playing in such games. You go away, and if the home team is not playing the way they should, you get your maximum points and you go home with it, and you help build and take you further the table. And this is what Fulham did against Newcastle United. They won that game 2-1. Right, on Saturday, another team also that is showing us that they can actually do it and they are ready to win the Premier League this season is Liverpool. Liverpool went away to Bournemouth, and Bournemouth is in form. Remember, they're playing very well as a team also. Some of these teams that, like I said, the team cohesion is something that I admired about some of these smaller teams, because when they play you, they don't have mercy. They play with everything, playing for each other, playing for the coach, and playing for their team. And they are very proud of doing that. They played against the Liverpool, an informed Liverpool side, a Liverpool side that is determined to win the league. And if they win this league, they are actually going to be ahead of Manchester United with a number of titles that they're going to be winning in the English Premier League. And that they won that game 2-0 against Bournemouth. Who else to score than Mohamed Salah? This was a very special game for Salah because he set another record, scoring 20 goals in the past 5 seasons in the English Premier League. This guy is good. Is he the greatest African player to play in the English Premier League? Well, I will leave that to you to decide. But for me, I think he is proving every year that he is a force to be reckoned with. And you can't talk about African players or even foreign players playing in the English Premier League without talking about Mohamed Salah. He is doing it very well. He is on top of the league with 21 goals scored in the English Premier League this season. And to me, trust me, I see him winning the best player and winning the league for Liverpool. He is out of contract, but this might just be a goodbye gift to the Liverpool fans and the entire Liverpool club. So who knows? Maybe these will just be a parting gift for him, to the club. But we'll have to wait and see. But he scored 2 goals as they won 2-0 away to Bournemouth. All right, these are some of the games that we have for you that were played on Saturday in the English Premier League. And after this short break, I'll be taking you through some of the matches that took place in Europe. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Real Madrid traveled to Espanyol, and it was a very tough match for them. They played against a very difficult side, a side that is fighting to stay in the league. Espanyol have not been doing very well, but seeing Real Madrid, they fought hard to make sure that they got the 3 points, and trust me, it was a surprising result to a lot of us, but they won that game 1-0 against the likes of Mbappe, Valverde, so many of these superstars in Real Madrid. But these stars could not prevent them from losing against Espanyol side that is struggling to stay in the league. Espanyol won that game 1-0. And also, in another match also that was played in League One was a match between PSG and Brest. Brest hosted PSG, but they could not get a positive result as PSG ran riot and won that game 5-2. Right in Germany, Bayern Munich won at home 4-3 against Holstein Kiel to maintain their lead on top of the table. Right in our next matches that we're going to be talking about, some of the games that took place on Sunday. And the first match that was played in the English Premier League was a match between Brentford and Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur going into this game, they went in with a negative result, and losing against a team like Leicester City. We criticized them. I personally criticized them here on the show, and trying to understand where they went wrong and where they are still going wrong, moving from top of the table to where they are now. It is a difficult thing for the team, but each time I criticize a team on this show, they do very well the next week. So they always want to prove me wrong, right? But that is good for them and their fans. And Tottenham won that game against Brentford 2-0. Kudos to them. I hope they will build on this momentum and make sure that they maintain the form and get positive result for the team in order for them to move further the table and maintain their position as a big team in the English Premier League. In another match also that took place on Sunday in the English Premier League was a match between Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal played against Manchester City, and going into this game, man, it was just mixed emotions really to both fans, because everybody was thinking highly of their team. Manchester City fans were hoping that since they started getting positive results, they would build on that also and get positive one against Arsenal. But Arsenal are in it, and they're competing, and they also proved this week that they are a team to be reckoned with when it comes to English Premier League this season. So don't write them off yet. If they can beat Manchester City 5-1, believe you me, Arsenal is not a team that you're going to undermine when it comes to competing for the Premier League this season. They are going to go and give it their best. I like that about them, because they have Arteta have a young squad that is doing very well for themselves and staying second, 6 points behind Liverpool, with Liverpool having a game in hand. Anything can happen. Liverpool can just, lose 3 matches or drop points here and there, and Arsenal will just take over. You never know. This is soccer. Anything can happen when it comes to soccer. Anything. can happen. So don't write Arsenal off just yet. They proved me wrong once again, because each time I criticize them, they do very well. They won away to Wolverhampton last week, and this week they beat Manchester City. So if they can beat a team like Manchester City, the reigning champions, they can beat them 5-1. I don't see anybody stopping Arsenal at this point except they themselves. And I hope and pray that Arsenal fans will be happy with this team and support them. Even if they don't win the league, with this performance, I am happy for them. All right. We're going to be talking about a team. And each time I want to talk about this team, I get excited. I get excited because Burna Boy said in one of his songs that last, everybody go chop breakfast. And it seems Manchester United fans are being served their breakfast. Every little team that is going, every small team, the teams that we consider. Now, mind you, I'm not undermining any of these teams, but we consider them on paper and also brand-wise. If you look at United, it's a huge brand. Worldwide, it's not worldwide, right? So when United is playing against teams like Crystal Palace, there's no way you're going to bet that Crystal Palace are going to beat United. So we consider teams like Crystal Palace to be smaller teams going into a match like against United, the one we witnessed over the weekend. So Crystal Palace went to Theatre of Dreams, played against the almighty United. And the Theatre of Dreams, like I said, it is now a charity home where they're sharing the 3 points. You go there, your 3 points are guaranteed. Let's look at United. United playing against a team like Crystal Palace at home. This is a home where most teams, when you get a draw, when team got draws then against United, they will celebrate it. Because that's how powerful Manchester United were. Believe me, United is now just a shadow of themselves with their disgusting performance. The players with their lackadaisical attitude. The players playing almost like they don't want to play. There is no motivation, no zeal, no character, no team cohesion, so disorganized. I watched that game and I was like, what is really happening to Manchester United? If you are playing against a team like Crystal Palace, you can analyze it player for player. The Crystal Palace players don't come close to Manchester United players. There's no single way that you will compare the United team and the Crystal Palace team. There's no single way that you're going to compare them. Pound for pound, penny for penny, you're not going to compare these two teams. United spent a lot of money to sign quality players. Players who are now so confused whenever they are representing United. Players who don't even understand what it entails to wear that red. They don't understand it. You have the likes of Mateta shining at Old Trafford. You have the likes of Eberechi Eze shining, controlling the midfield. You have Will Hughes controlling the midfield at Old Trafford. That is how bad United has become. That is how bad this team is. I think United should just sell, the owners should just sell it to Donald Trump. With his radical transformation policies, I think Trump will be able to save United from these nightmares. Trust me. If they can just sell it to Trump, Trump will come in and say, Onana, back to Cameroon, deport them. Just take them back. And I think that will help United. They need that. Because you just don't understand what is happening anymore. Why are teams not afraid of playing against Manchester United? Because they can see there are no leaders, there are no characters, there's no zeal whatsoever for Manchester United whenever they are playing against the smaller teams. They play almost like they don't want to play. They play almost like they're afraid. They're so afraid. Watching that game, I saw a disorganized United. I saw a United that lacked that motivation. I saw a United that was afraid of playing. So once the smaller teams notice that you don't want to play them, they notice that you are actually afraid of playing, they come at you. And the result is what you saw. Crystal Palace winning 2-0 at Old Trafford. Old Trafford, that even teams like Chelsea used to be afraid of playing at. Teams like City used to be afraid. Now the likes of Crystal Palace can just go there. It was a comfortable win for them. They did not struggle at all to get 3 points against Manchester United. I can tell you that for free. They did not struggle. And I'm not saying that. I mean, like I said, if you compare Crystal Palace to Manchester United, come on. This is a small team compared to Manchester. Manchester is a global brand. It is a brand that, just by that name, smaller teams are supposed to be afraid, but not anymore. Not anymore. When you play against United, it's almost like, maybe because some of the names that they have in United right now is what is killing them. What is the name? You have Euro. What is that? I'm so sorry. I'm just playing. I don't mean to, to talk bad about his name, but Euro. No, you have Euro in your defense, and then the likes of Mateta will just dismantle you in your defense, trust me. And that is what happened to Manchester United. So I don't know what is the next step for United. What is the way forward for United? They've been hiring coaches. They've been signing, could it be that? Now, I go back to some of the things that I always say, and I will reiterate some of the things that I've been saying, right? Have players that understand what it entails to represent a team like Manchester United, right? Have players that have the experience. Bring in players that will win you trophy. Bring in players that, will be able to motivate other players. I say that, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. There are some players that you don't even need them to play. There are some players that you just have them to be behind, to motivate younger players to play. I understand every coach have the ideas of what they want to do, how they want to build a team. But when you want to build a team, make sure that your idea of building a team fit into the culture of the club that you are representing. Make sure that the culture at United is winning. We all know that. A culture right now, City in recent times, they are known for winning. So when they don't win, it becomes a taboo that why are they not winning? Because somebody implemented those ideas, and those ideas are now we are now used to those ideas, and a team like United to be where they are now, they're 13th on the table in the English Premier League after 24 games. It is a shame, it is a shame where you have the likes of Nottingham Forest flying high. And if you can analyze all these smaller teams, Manchester United, you will see that United actually have better players than some of these teams. So what is that thing that is lacking? That's why I always go to character, zeal, team cohesion. The players are not determined to win. They don't want to win. They don't have too much bad players. Onana is a quality goalkeeper. But look at the silly mistakes that he makes here and there. Look at the likes of Harry Maguire, 80 million defender. I don't think any of these the smaller teams can afford to sign a player for that amount. But he is a defender of 80 million. And they have other players as well that is signed with a lot of money. And some of these players, believe you me, they're not doing anything. They're just taking United. So the inconsistencies in United performances this season, I was pushed or tempted at some point to blame the coaches. But if a coach like Bournemouth, with the kind of players that they have, and they are ahead of United, if a coach in Fulham, if a coach in Nottingham Forest, if these coaches can take these teams with the players that they have, and they are pushing further, they're actually playing, getting positive results week in, week out. Even if they drop this week, they know they're going to bounce back. But with United, they've been stagnant. That you don't know if they're going to move forward or they're going to go back. So it's just a shame for a team like United to be playing the way they're playing right now. I just feel sorry for United fans at the moment. And the owners, I don't know. I don't even think they have the ball. So I think my advice to United board would be to sell this club to Donald Trump. Hopefully Trump will be able to, change things, just come in there and say, you go where you go, and that will be the end of it, right? Anyway, Manchester United lost at home to Crystal Palace, and like I say, I get excited talking about it because they're serving them their breakfast. They're serving their fans their breakfast now. So the heartbreak is gonna come. There's more to come. But having United being in 13th position on the table, and with how many games to go? I think 14 games to go. They can still push, but there are tough games coming. Tough games for United. So if you're dropping points against the likes of Crystal Palace, I doubt if you're going to be able to win against the likes of Chelsea. I mean, they might pick points here and there, but with the players that I see at United and with the way they're playing, I don't see anyone out there. Well, when they lose games, they're not upset. They're just so happy. They don't feel like reprimanding themselves that this is not United. This is not what United is known for. So everybody's so relaxed with the way they're playing. Anyway, Manchester United lost. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but they lost 2-0. And that is bad for a United team. That is bad. All right. And another match also that took place in the Italian league was a match between Juventus and Empoli. Juve won that game 4-1. That guy, Kolo Muani, scoring 2 goals, making sure that his team maintained their form. They not maintain, they are also a lot of inconsistency here and there, but they're not too bad on the table. Juve are known for winning the league, but since there are new sheriffs in town, you have the likes of Napoli, you have Atalanta, you have Inter Milan, also making sure that they fight for the league every season. So Juve are finding it difficult to be on top of the table. But however, they are pushing for European football come next season, and it wasn't a bad result for them as they won 4-1. All right, in another match also that took place in the Spanish league was a match between Atletico Madrid versus Real Mallorca, and Atletico Madrid came on top. They won that game 2-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of a few soccer highlights with myself, Amy Akura, and I'm going to be bringing you a lot of stories, and we talk about it here on this show where I give you my views. This is what I think, and I give you the results as well, because believe you me, ranting about some of these teams is giving me a lot of joy. You know why? Because the likes of United, they punished a lot of smaller teams. So now it is a turn for them to receive it. The likes of Chelsea, people will say here and there that they used money to win trophies. Now is their turn for them to suffer, to understand how it feels when they were winning and other teams are not winning. So it's soccer. Anything can happen in the game of soccer. You can win today, but it's just that when it becomes too much. For teams like United, has gone like how many years now? The last won it in 2013. So you can see it's like 12 years now that United have gone without winning the English Premier League. And United is not known for that. They're known for winning Premier League. And they have not been winning it. So I think everybody should be worried. And it's worth talking about. And Chelsea last won it, I think 2016 or 2017. I think 2017, if I'm not mistaken also. They've not won it in years. It should be something that their fans should be worried about, because what went wrong and how are they going to be able to rectify these mistakes and make sure that their teams start winning again. Until I come your way again, I remain Emi Akura.